to kind of get back to our little conversation here.
So, you got it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I cut you off.
Kind of going.
Hey, you got any Sprite I could have?
Yeah, there's one in there. Welcome to the Variety Voiceover Nerdcast. This week, two geeks discover the secrets of the universe. But first, I'm your host, Derek Yarnovic, joined by my co-host. Welcome back, buddy.
I'm Camden Parsons, and I'm so miserable. I'm so miserable, and I hate my life, and I hate everything, and I'm so miserable, Derek.
You know, hear me. I kind of have an idea about what you're talking about.
And I don't want the world to see me, because I don't think that they understand.
All right.
Hi, Derek.
Hi. We're coming back off vacation. How was your vacation?
Hey, actually, before I keep going in with this bit, something really crazy I forgot to point out last episode.
For sure.
Episode 21 came out on my 21st birthday.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so fetch.
Also, now that it's actually happened, happy birthday, man.
Hey, thanks, dude. I actually really appreciate it.
It's nice to have someone in the adult world that can actually go drinking with me now, which I don't ever do. So, but the possibility's there.
There's so much room for activities.
So much room for activities. But, yeah.
Derek, I don't want to be back. I need to go back down there. I need to go down there. She's waiting for me, Derek. I need to go back.
Well, for the listeners out there, to recap, you went to North Carolina.
I did. I went to Outer Banks. I went to Outer Banks, North Carolina.
Which, isn't that where they filmed
Outer Banks?
Yeah.
The Netflix series.
The Netflix series Outer Banks.
I know of it. I've never seen it. But yeah, I'm
I
pretty
could have
sure
sworn there's other ones that were recorded there too, but that's the
maybe.
most.
It's a very scenic area.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's more there. I don't know offhand, though. Yeah, I was down there for about a week, went and visited some family, made some friends, fell in love, and then had it ripped away from me.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this shit, okay? Listen to this shit, okay? There's this girl, and she likes Big Time Rush and Ben 10 and Spider-Man, and she's from another country, and I met her down there, and she was so amazing, and I'm never gonna see her again, and fate is so cruel. But I did get Amazing Spider-Man #1 while I was down there, of the newest one.
Yeah.
It's I think it's not Zeb Wells. He's the old writer. Nick Spencer or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, the new writer. It's a new number. It came out a couple months ago. I couldn't find it when we went to the comic book shop, but I found it down there.
Fantastic. You went to a bunch of. Did you go to a bunch of them? Or just a couple?
I went to 2 because I wanted to go down there and check out. I was hoping there'd be a bunch of them, and we found some really, really cool ones with Google Maps. We were trying to figure out where to go, and they were all like 2 hours away.
Oh, wow.
So the ones that were there, one of them was like a card shop. It was mainly like Pokemon cards and baseball cards and things like that.
Didn't think about your old friend Derek up here while you were on your love affair, looking at Pokemon cards and having Turkish Delight.
I didn't even get the Turkish Delight. I just wanted to hold her hand. Anyway, no, I didn't think about you. No, sorry about that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So we didn't spend a whole lot of time in that one because there wasn't any.
Right.
There were some like action figures in the back, but I was there for comics.
Yeah.
And we went to this other one, and it was literally just a single small room, probably about the size of this room.
That's insane. You're lucky you didn't get murdered. That sounds like.
Well, they
they're
also
traps.
mainly had cards there. There were like trading cards. It was mainly Pokemon stuff. There were some shirts. There was some manga in the back, and there was a single like row of like single issue comic books, and there was a bunch of like random stuff too. And like I said, all they had that really interested me was Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Well, at least you got that. That's cool.
Yeah. I also got some shorts from a thrift store. I also bought a blanket and gave it to her. The best night of my life, August 1st, 2025. Mark that in the calendars. If I had a time travel machine, I would go back to August 1st, 2025.
That's kind of a little bit disappointing that you didn't go to see more. I understand like they weren't that close. It's a big place.
Yeah.
But I know that's one of the things that we talked about previously about going to a bigger city and finding out a lot more about the comic book scene there.
Which I guess in all fairness, it wasn't necessarily even a big city. It's a bunch of islands, and it's definitely, obviously, mainly a tourist thing for the beach, obviously. So it made sense. I just had hoped there was something like beachside comics or something like that.
Something a little bit more than just
at least one cool comic shop.
Some people buying Pokemon cards and thinking they're just gonna sell them on like out and about.
Yeah,
that's.
I also didn't read as much as I wanted to down there. When we were talking about planning this vacation, my thought process was, I need to get. I have these really nice fold-out chairs, and I was gonna use those, and I literally bought that like satchel thing I have.
Yeah.
I filled that with trade paperbacks.
Oh, wow.
I did finish my Robbins book.
Okay.
On the way down there in the car ride. Mess with my head. I finally understand when people say don't read when you're driving. That hurt.
Yeah.
But I finished that. And then I did read the rest of Daredevil Mayor Fisk. Very, very good.
Okay.
Not as much Spider-Man or Moon Knight as I would have hoped, but that's okay.
Yeah. I know that you talked briefly about the introduction to that.
Yeah, they did show up for like one scene, and then they all got arrested. So that's not great.
Oh, no.
But I did finish that, and when I finished that, I started reading Kraven's Last Hunt.
Okay.
In the first issue of Kraven's Last Hunt, Spider-Man gets shot in the head. So that's Gore of My Comfort character. So I stopped reading that immediately and then didn't pick it up or any comics up for the rest of the trip.
It's like, hey, Camden.
Hey, you love comics? Watch this. No, Spider-Man. No. Which I know that's the plot, and I also know he's not dead. That's the whole plot of Kraven's Last Hunt. But like just watching Spider-Man get shot just didn't sit right with me, so I had to stop. And then I some other things happened. I met some people. I met someone.
Which is crazy.
Attention got turned elsewhere.
Which is crazy because we had a conversation before any of this happened.
What the girl or the comics?
The girl.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We had a conversation the night, I think
it was August 1st. I was waiting to go see her, and you called me, and we talked. No, I called you because you were telling me that Daddy Levi from Attack on Titan can get it, and your girlfriend messaged me and was like, hey, he's cheating on you.
Yeah,
and I was like,
Daddy
hey,
Levi.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what the hell? So I called you, and we talked for a little bit, and I was like giggling like a little bitch. I was listening to Big Time Rush on the patio of this place, just like walking back and forth. Baby, show me by the way you hold me. And I was like waiting for a text, and then I got that message. I was like, I should call Derek. Derek.
No, I think we talked on your birthday.
You did. We talked like 3 times while I was down there.
Which is wild how
he's kind of like a naggy girlfriend. He just couldn't stay without me.
Without talking to each other. This is crazy. But no, before all of that happened, we kind of had like a conversation. Like you were excited to sit and read comic books. Enjoy it.
I was so ready, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I read a little bit. Like it's just hard in general because I kind of have this bad habit, and it's part of the reason I like doing this show because it kind of helps me push through it. Oh yeah. Where like I'll want to do something and then just like kind of just not feel like it, then never get around to it, and I'll sit down and do it. Be like, this is awesome. Yeah. I read like 4 issues of Daredevil, 3 issues maybe actually, 3 issues of Daredevil, and then immediately went on and started reading that Spider-Man. And I was fully prepared to read that whole book. Had he not got shot, I probably would have read that whole book. To be honest, with you. I was in that kick, but Spider-Man getting shot took me out of it.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Yeah,
but so it was like what, 11-hour trip?
No. Well, we went into my grandma's house first, and she lives about 4 hours from that beach. So we only drove down like 6 hours, and then we rested at my grandma's house for the night, and then we went from there all together to Outer Banks, and that was about 4 hours.
Okay, so not terrible.
No. The way up was straight 10 hours, though. That kind of sucked. But, and then we had to go drop off my little cousin. I say little. He's not even little anymore. He's like 14. What do you guys say is little? I don't know. He's my cousin. He's a cool guy. He's old. And then our mom drove with us as well. So we had to go drop my mom off, and then my brother and I went home.
Okay.
So we didn't end up getting to bed until like 11 o'clock or so.
Well, yeah, but you also had that day to recover.
And we also like just cried the entire way back home.
I'm sure you guys did.
It was a heartbreak and a half for the both of us. Yeah.
Well, for one of you.
No, for the both of us, but just for very different reasons. That, of course, though, is not mine to disclose.
We'll get him on. He's our next guest.
Clayton, how, you love nerds? Any nerd stuff? He's like, no, I like sports. Oh, it doesn't matter. Tell us about the girl. What does this podcast divulge to? Hey, man, you want to talk about some nerd shit?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about some nerd shit. And try to forget about her.
Alrighty. Speaking of ideal worlds, I think we're going
I
to
know what I would do in my ideal world.
have a little bit of a back and forth with giving out what would be our best and most ideal fictional world to live in,
Okay.
and the worst, the one
Yeah.
we can think about that's like, I would absolutely not ever
I
go
feel
there.
like you probably already know my answer to both of these if you think about it. You told me about this earlier, so I had time to think about this and prepare an answer. And maybe if I had a little more time, I'd have some different answers, but I'm pretty confident what mine would be.
Okay.
So how do we go about this? You want to present yours first while you about it?
So I think I'm going to do my worst. I
Okay.
think I'm going to start off the worst.
Do you want to both present ours and we'll debate it, or we'll just discuss yours and then I'll bring up mine?
I would say we're going to discuss one,
Okay,
and then go to the other one,
Okay.
and then have that kind of thing. I'd like this more of an open discussion more than like a full-on debate.
Okay.
I would say it's more like, yeah, I could see it, or no,
Okay,
that
yeah,
you're completely
okay, cool,
wrong.
for sure. So your worst universe, where would you not want to go?
If I'm going anime as my style
Okay.
of it all, I'm going Attack on Titan.
Oh, yeah. That's valid. I've only seen 5 episodes of that, and I can definitely say, well, the worst, though?
I
Out
feel
of
like
any of them?
I feel like it's the way that I'm approaching this is as a standard human being
Yeah.
in their universe.
That's totally valid. I definitely see where you're coming from. I feel like I don't know, I find it hard to believe that that's the worst one. Like I said, you're right, though. As a standard human being in Attack on Titan, like, you're screwed.
Yeah,
For sure.
For sure.
You don't think there's anything worse than that, though? Like, any other circumstance that you think could be...
Maybe a few, but the way that I'm thinking that is even the most overpowered human there, without the Titan abilities or anything like that, they're just fodder.
Yeah.
Like, you grow up in that world, and from where their world is, it's just behind this wall. Your whole world is this small area relative to a world,
Yeah.
you know.
I know a thing or two about your entire world being a small area.
You don't have to talk about your small wiener yet.
But it's a small world after all.
But just kind of going into there it's like, no matter where you're born into, you're kind of screwed. I mean, I guess it depends on when you're born, because they had like 100 years of peace.
Prosperity.
I wouldn't say it's prosperity; it's just living. But
Fair. Like me right now.
sloth,
I felt that. Yeah.
just living. But
Yeah.
I imagine there might be some other ones that are like, worse, but like just living in that kind of fear all the time.
Oh yeah.
And like being ordered to
and
die.
helpless for sure
Oh,
too.
yeah,
because
absolutely.
like you're right. Even the most elite of those soldiers
Die.
aren't much of anything. Yeah.
Like Levi's elite squad got
Daddy Levi.
swamped
Yeah. Okay.
by the
In front of me. So you're just talking about him in
Yeah,
front of me.
yeah,
like
yeah,
like
yeah.
it doesn't mean anything.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about his elite squad. So it's kind of him adjacent, but it's not
No,
him.
it's fine, I get it.
Don't be
Okay,
shallow.
it's fine. I understand.
But
ahead.
basically, his elite squad got dog walked by the fucking female Titan without even trying.
Female Titan.
Yeah, there's a female Titan. Well, you'll get there.
Maybe. Who knows?
One day. I
I
imagine you'll probably still watch Attack on Titan, unless you
Maybe
like
eventually.
say you'll never. You say you're going to go back to those and just never do.
I don't mean that. I'm not lying when I say that. The hard part is like I talked about it on here before. I just genuinely don't have a whole lot of time, especially now. Sorry to pivot back to this, but for a second, when I came back from vacation,
Yeah.
I just felt so motivated to do better, to be better, that like I'm putting a lot of time now into trying to do exactly that of like do more. I'm starting to go to the gym more often with my brother. I've been there twice this week already, and I plan on going at least one more time. I told myself at least 3 days a week to hold myself accountable.
It's a good start.
Yeah, physically getting myself healthier, starting a new diet, trying to eat healthier, I want to be a jacked nerd so bad. Like I want to be like ripped and shredded and then just sitting there with a comic book. Like that, those to me are some of the coolest people who can probably do whatever the hell they want and they choose to spend that time reading a comic book. Like I have so much respect for those types of people and I want to be that so bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that's step one, I guess.
Poser.
And so I don't know, time is just a valuable thing. And I'm starting to realize more and more that like I don't think I've been using mine appropriately. I think.
Yeah.
Aside from this show, I love talking to you, Derek. You're my homie.
You're a
my
good man.
homie. And you know what? Anyone else who listens to the Variety Voiceover Nerdcast. You are also my homie. And if you want to reach out, let me know that I'm your homie. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Variety Voiceover, or on Twitter at VVoiceoverPod. You could also go ahead and shoot us an email at varietyvoiceoverpod@gmail.com.
Yes.
So, get that love around, man. I love you, you love me. Let's get together and kill Barney with a great big gun and shoot him out the door. No more purple dinosaur.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You've had those?
Yeah.
We said it all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
The good old days when you wanted to threaten a purple dinosaur.
Oh,
they
boy.
rebooted Barney. Did you see that?
Yeah,
He looks
the
weird
animation's
now.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not.
I'm Barney.
You kind of did a little bit too well at that.
Sort.
Too well?
Yeah.
Hey, Derek. I love you. Come touch me.
Okay, so my worst universe. Are you done? I don't want to cut you off.
What do you think about the Attack on Titan universe? Like, is it?
No, I think you're completely valid with all the points you've made. I agree. I feel like some of the points that would make one of these universes the worst to live in would be helplessness, where you're basically just an ant compared to the things around you, And I feel like Attack on Titan is one of, if not the best example of that. And honestly, my example, I'm trying to stay with the superhero stuff as well.
Yeah.
My example is kind of the same concept, not to the same degree, though, I don't think.
Yeah.
Honestly, my worst universe is Invincible. Dude,
Oh yeah, I guess you could say that.
I love
yeah.
Invincible so much because we're following the most powerful hero on Earth.
Yeah.
If you're anybody, people get beat to hell and back and murdered in Invincible all the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
those are just the main characters we follow.
Yeah.
You look back at, just for the show alone, you look at the Omni-Man fight and you look at the Conquest fight alone. And the death count in those is absurd, of just civilians.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
even including people who maybe have gotten crossfired with, like, in the Powerplex fight, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, that's mainly his wife and child, but Powerplex's abilities were, if he goes too haywire, boom, you're going to fry a bunch of people, as we saw. Someone, really anybody who just has any disregard for life, they're not going to care. Dude, being a civilian in Invincible would be hell. It would be terrifying. Like I said, for a lot of the same reasons you brought up, just I feel like to a lesser degree, because there also are people there to protect them. If someone like a Titan were to show up in the Invincible universe, it'd probably be handled pretty easily.
Oh, absolutely.
But in the same breath, a Titan, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but a Titan is not as powerful as a Viltrumite.
No,
so even though
no.
you got someone to protect against, Invincible technically won both the Omni-Man and the Conquest fight.
Yeah.
But there was irreparable damage done there. Irreversible damage done there,
I think that there's a lot to be said about the fact that, like, Invincible, the only way you have a chance is if you're a Viltrumite, and even then, they got a power scaling that's like, yes, there's Battle Beast and a couple different things like that, like Out in the Alien, but like, unless you're a Viltrumite, you're kind of screwed.
I don't know if I 1000% agree with that, but you're definitely not entirely wrong.
Yeah.
Like the power that comes from Viltrumites is insane, and if you're unsuperpowered at all, you're basically screwed.
For sure.
Even there are some heroes out there who had. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm probably wrong, but off the top of my head, the only heroes I can think of that don't have powers was the original Darkwing, who died.
Yeah.
Robot, but he's a genius. Best
That's not a
Tiger.
superpower.
There's some like expanded universe Invincible stuff that I haven't read in a while that they might not have powers, but I think for the most part,
Technic doesn't have powers. He has a super suit.
technically, yeah, but the super suit kind of balances that out. That's like saying Blue Beetle doesn't have powers, because like technically, yeah, Jaime Reyes doesn't have powers, but and Ted Core doesn't have powers.
Iron Man doesn't have powers. He's just smart.
Okay, but that's the same case as like Robot.
Yeah, but that's not a superpower.
No, you're right. I think more so what I'm trying to say here is a means to protect yourself.
Semantics.
Yeah, I literally told them it's podcast day. Don't ring me.
Put him on the podcast. Put him on blast.
Hello?
Fortnite.
Hey, guys, guess what?
Fortnite.
Yeah, should we go on the podcast right now?
I am literally in the middle of recording the podcast. Welcome to the Variety Voiceover Nerdcast.
Let's
Guys,
go.
how are you?
Fortnite.
I'm busting it down.
Fortnite.
You guys called, so I figured I'd answer for the bit. So I'm gonna leave now.
Yo.
Bye.
Yo, wait, but Malcolm joined my Fortnite party.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that was pretty neat of him. He's dressed up like John Stamos right now.
Are you guys gonna play Desert Zone Wars?
Hell yeah.
You're gonna play Desert Zone Wars.
Oh no! Oh no! I left. Well, that was a fun little distraction.
So to kind of get back to our little conversation here,
So, oh, no, you got it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I cut you off.
kind of going.
Hey, you got any Sprite I could have?
Yeah, there's one in there. No, actually, better yet.
I am high energy. I did not, in fact, get a Sprite. My main man, Dare Bear, D. Varn. No, not Varn. That's my other buddy. He's from college. Derek Yarnovic got me strawberry banana juicy juice. So thanks for that. So go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, to kind of get back to the conversation we were having.
Yeah.
We kind of, I can see Invincible being a really, really bad one. Like, I would never want to be in Invincible's world. But I wonder if it would change your mind if you could choose the power you had.
Well, in my idea, you didn't have a power. You're a civilian.
Right. I'm just saying, great. That is,
Yeah.
we can agree if you were a normal human being,
Yeah.
that shit sucks.
Yeah.
Now, if you were like Mark Grayson, would you?
Well, you got to think, though, it still sucks. Like, he got messed up during both the Omni-Man and Conquest fights. I don't know. I feel like Invincible is one of those things where I enjoy the story. I would not want to live there. Honestly, I feel like most superhero projects are like that, unless you go to somewhere like in a universe where not a lot happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe if I lived in like the Marvel universe in like Nebraska.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
The same question posing for me. If I was like, the most powerful person in Attack on Titan, I still wouldn't do it.
I was like, yeah, you still probably wouldn't be shit.
I still wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Even if it was like the founding Titan or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I would still not do it because that shit would still suck.
Facts. What about the best one though? What would you say would be the best one to live in?
That's it. I had a really, really hard choice, a hard time deciding what my best one would be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking
You don't have it prepared? You called me and
I
we
know.
talked for 3 hours
I'm going
just so you
between-
can let me know that I need to be prepared. And you're saying like,
I'm going between a couple different ones.
So you would say that you're torn between a couple?
Yeah.
Like the very first album released by Bug Hunter in the year 2017? They asked me for a title set and torn between a couple. I'm taking aim and aiming up a second nature off the cuff and vaguely masquerading in and faking that I'm brave enough. I'm shaking up the Yankees up and waking all the neighbors up. There ain't enough to wait, so I'm saving up and making up words.
Yeah.
It's from the song Making Up Words. It's the
Yeah.
first song on that album. Anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm between a couple of them. Thank you. Sword Art Online.
You'd want to live in Sword Art
I'd
Online.
want to live in Sword Art Online.
Like the game or like that universe?
The game.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I completely agree.
Like, there's a lot of those game-based animes
Yeah.
that feel like they're, obviously there's that one guy with the power or not, but like to live in a game universe, to live in some sort of like leveling up and, this, that, or the other, it sounds like it'd be fun as shit.
I completely agree. And I gotta be honest with you, like, I understand that, like, when you get into the semantics of it, of, like, there's people back home, you don't have the liberty to leave, there's definitely a lot of flaws with that, but so sincerely, I feel like being trapped in a game world like that would be awesome.
Oh, for sure.
Especially for someone like Kirito, because he doesn't have, like, he has his sister and his mom back home for sure, but, like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they ever explored him having friends outside of the friends that are in the game.
Right.
He doesn't have a girlfriend, obviously, because he ends up getting with Asuna. So it's like, it's 2 family members, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, like, that's a tough decision to make, but, like, I think I can make that decision.
Right.
Especially because you're right, and everything in there feels real. Like you
Right.
can, they say that sometimes you can see certain pixels and things like that. Whatever. It's a game. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's basically real life.
Right.
Except I can level up and stab shit with swords. That's awesome.
I feel like that's the thing of it all. Like, it's a great sandbox way to live.
Yeah.
You know, you have the ability to quest and do all that kind
Especially
of
if they give you enough time to. Because the hardest thing too is consequence. If you die in the game, you die in real life, right? So even though you're doing things in the game because you can, like you have more agility or this and that, whatever, the threat still comes from the fact that you can die.
Yeah.
So I feel like Kirito got lucky because he was a beta tester and he was able to get his way around the game before there were consequences. So if we got something like that where like I could die a couple times and it not be a problem before the plot starts, I think I'd be okay with that.
For sure. And I think that's why I had a really hard time going between a couple different ones, because there are so many animes that have that same kind of
solo leveling,
but they have a predetermined amount of power.
You're right, unless you had that main character syndrome.
Yeah. Which if I was,
you probably wouldn't have it. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have it, but if I did have it, solo leveling would definitely be the one I chose.
I think I agree.
You know, just kind of going through dungeon crawlers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, Sung Jin Woo is trippy.
Sung Jin Woo.
But yeah, I was thinking more something that like for the average player, it's not crazy. Like you could still have a really good life doing it.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people in Sword Art Online that like didn't even participate in like climbing through Ironcrad. It was just like
crafting. You could just fucking
or being like a
blacksmith.
seller. Yeah, like you didn't have to be a swordsman to be in that game. They were just villagers straight up.
Right.
That I agree. That's actually a really good pick. Would you like to know what mine is?
Yes.
Can I ask you for one guess first though? Because I feel like you know this, but you're not gonna like know it. Like when I say it, you're like, oh duh, but I don't think you know what it is. I'm sending it to you psychically right now.
Okay.
Can you catch it? Are you catching it?
I'm just getting your nudes right
Yeah.
now.
No. Wait. Sorry. Wrong slide. It's psychic. Ready?
Gotcha.
What is it?
I don't know why I'm thinking Daredevil.
Well, Daredevil would be Marvel. We already talked about that. Would be a great one.
I mean, it wouldn't be DC. Would it be DC?
No.
I don't know.
It's Ben 10.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And so sincerely, hear me out. Because now you're right. I'll touch on this for a second here, for a second. I think the strength that like some of these have, even as far as like if you want to talk about Marvel, DC, one of the animated cartoons, something like that.
Yeah.
Kid shows or even like young adult shows are some of the best examples of this, because obviously as a kid show you can't show like killing, you can't show like a lot of hard things that could happen in real life scenarios, or even some of these universes where they like Marvel, DC have comics where they handle much more mature themes, right? In a kid show, you can't handle that stuff. And Ben 10 is a great example of that because it is fully a show. Like there are comic stuff based on it, but as far as Ben 10's lore is concerned, it is a TV show.
Right.
Ben 10 is a public superhero. His identity is out to the public.
Right.
Right? His family is safe. There's not a dead member in there. Right? They don't ever go after his family. They have a couple times, and they learn. Everyone knows you don't go after Ben 10's family. He doesn't really have a tragic backstory. He just finds the watch and just chooses to do good.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a whole lot of consequence for him being a superhero. Like,
that's fair.
And that's not something you get a lot in superhero media, because generally it's a good part of storytelling where, like, that you obviously have this amazing, great power, something that's like, you know, anyone would want. So what's the downside to that? You know, Uncle Ben gets shot. You know, my planet blew up. You know, my parents are dead.
Trauma.
You know, yeah, there's always something. Ben doesn't have that. He's just a kid with a cool weapon. Not even a weapon. It's not even meant to be a weapon.
He's walking in the shoes.
And he really doesn't even use it as a weapon. He like the transformations, fighting, whatever. But like, he's just creative and he knows how to use it properly. Like I really feel like that's best case scenario is to like be Ben 10. Now, obviously, of course, in this scenario, I'm not Ben 10.
Yeah.
Here's why even being a civilian in this universe would be awesome, right?
Yeah.
Once again, kids show, no killing. Aliens invade all the time. In fact, there are aliens among us. They show an among us. They show in Omniverse that there has been a underground civilization of aliens since at least Alien Force, so 2 or 3 years. And a lot of the time, obviously aside from the villains they show and the bounty hunters, this, that, whatever, most of the alien species that they show in Ben 10 in general are good. They're nice. There's some exceptions for sure, but for the most part, if you bump into somebody in Undertown where all those aliens are, they're probably fine and dandy, and you can carry on a conversation with them. They might offer you some kind of tentacle on a stick, but you'll still have a good time, right?
You're gonna have a good time with a tentacle on a stick.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I definitely could have phrased that better. Yeah, you're so right. So the other thing too is, if you want involved with the alien stuff, the Ben 10 action, right, the fighting, this and that, but you're a regular person, obviously you don't have the Omnitrix, there's a chance that, like I said, with the way that the timeline and everything that works, alien lineage is all over the place. Obviously, Ben doesn't have anything crazy because he has the Omnitrix, but his best friend, Kevin, is an Osmosian, so he has the ability to absorb stuff. He was born on Earth. His dad was a plumber and dated somebody. Gwen, his cousin, their grandma, the genes were passed to her, but not to Ben, unfortunately. Her grandma was an Anodite, and she got the genes that where she has that magic and the mana and the manipulation of light and stuff like that. Basically, kind of like a slimmed down version of Adam and Eve's powers, right?
Yeah.
So even being a normal person, there's a chance you could have powers from alien DNA, right? From your lineage or whatever. Yeah. Because obviously, if you live in that world, it's probably gonna be slightly different. Maybe your grandma was actually secretly from another planet. Who knows?
And then having a stick on a tentacle.
Yeah. She just loves them sticks on tentacles. Go, grandma.
Grandma.
So, but obviously, even excluding that, there's the plumbers.
Yeah.
The plumbers are an intergalactic police organization, right? And there's a lot of activity on Earth. There's a lot of plumber situation on Earth. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Occupation maybe on Earth.
Okay.
And they show an episode in Ultimate Alien where Ben, Kevin, and Gwen are kind of prancing around as plumbers, but because Grandpa Max was a plumber, and they have plumber badges, but they've never actually been deemed plumbers. So they have to go to a plumber boot camp essentially. And as far as any type of military training I've seen in fictional media, plumber boot camp looks like the easiest. Yeah. It's basically just don't talk back, do some pull-ups, be creative, call it a day. I could do that.
Yeah, you could totally do that.
I just feel like there's so much room. There's not a lot of consequences, lots of action, lots of hero work. I feel like genuinely Ben 10 is probably the best universe to live in for the type of stuff that we're looking for.
I mean, you could go cartoon and be Adventure Time and a lot of those Toon Force stuff.
Yeah, but Adventure Time has a little bit more consequence to it with things like the Lich. I'm not as diehard in Adventure Time to know the lore for that, but things like Adventure Time, Steven Universe, regular show, those are all kind of more recent-ish. I guess not anymore. They're all 10 years old. Oh my God, no, actually they're 15 years old. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting old. I should die. Anyway.
You will.
Thanks, Derek. You're so right.
Everyone will.
But no, they all have a little more, especially like Steven Universe had a more linear timeline of start to finish. Something like regular show, they were dealing with cosmic threats all the time. There's that part where Mordecai pushed Rigby off the microwave and he died for a little while. They always end up finding a way to come back, but there's a lot more real consequence in regular show, I feel like.
That's fair. I'm more so talking about just the generalized. You talk about kid cartoons and not there being a lot of death. And I think the death that's really approached in those things is just well, they're no longer here.
Yeah.
Next episode.
For the most part, yeah. But that's kind of what I was saying is even things like that, they had that you want to go back to actual comic properties. They're Teen Titans, the TV show.
Yeah. Same
concept, but it's just DC.
Yep.
And same thing with Young Justice, but to a lesser degree. They're a little more serious in Young Justice. But same concept of, it's a kid show. They can't show as much as they would in the comics, so there's a lot less consequence, but they're still driving, things happen and they learn from it. And they put, especially the original Teen Titans, there's a lot of character development and things like that, but no one dies.
I miss that Teen Titans.
That show was good.
It was so good.
I will say, though, enough time has passed that I feel like I can appreciate Teen Titans Go for what it is. I think the hard part is so many people were like, well, it's not the original Teen Titans. But it was never meant to be the original Teen Titans.
No, but at the same time, the difference between Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, I lived it. Like, whenever Teen Titans Go came out.
So did I.
How old were you?
Right now?
No, how old were you?
When Teen Titans Go started,
Yeah.
I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Teen Titans.
Oh, yeah. Teen Titans, yeah.
No, so I grew up, I had all 6 seasons of it on DVD. I watched it religiously.
Which is
They
fair.
made a Teen Titans video game for the GameCube and PS2 that Clayton and I played like crazy. They made a second one for the Game Boy Advance, and I played the hell out of that. In fact, I think I may even still have both of them. No, I definitely still have the first Teen Titans game on my Game Boy Advance, but I might not have the second one anymore.
I think there's a conversation I had about watching something after the fact and then watching it when it's coming out.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, like...
I mean, I meant more so the premiere of Teen Titans Go.
No, I get you.
Okay.
Like, I understand it. And, like, but I watched that stuff as it was coming out, and I was also much older.
Yeah.
You know, I was able to watch
You were
Teen
probably about
Titans
9
as it
whenever
was
the
coming
original
out.
Teen Titans came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine getting and feeling Teen Titans Go, and then they swapped it after you had years and years with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a, oh, this isn't what I want, the other one.
Yeah.
You know, and it,
Did you ever watch the Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans movie?
no.
It's actually really good.
I imagine it would be.
Yeah.
But
They fight for this thing called the Warlagog.
Warlagog. But yeah.
What's your best? Did you say your best?
Yeah.
Oh, you
sorta.
sort of line. That's right. My
Yeah.
fault. We've just got so distracted this recording of the episode.
Yeah.
You know, my mind's been meandering. You know, I've been thinking about a lot of things. You know,
Like turkey.
like turkey. I'm learning a little bit of Turkish right now.
You don't say. You were before the episode. You were on Duolingo.
What? That is crazy.
Just learning how to talk about men eating bread and
yeah.
Akmak
means bread. Wait. Adam ek yesh, I think means he eats bread.
yeah.
Adam ek yesh.
Yeah.
Su means water. I also, when I was talking to her, I found out that toilet is the same in both English and in Turkish.
I think it's the same in a lot of
And
languages.
thus, toilet su means toilet water in Turkish, and I think that's funny.
Yeah.
So I said that to her, and she laughed. She giggled a little bit at that. So
It was
what's
funny.
up, you know?
I got in trouble my first day at French class because I knew what me was. It was moi, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, Madame," because she asked us to call her
Yeah.
Madame. I said, "Hey, Madame,
Yeah.
how do you say bite in French?"
Oh, no.
She said "le morte." I went "le morte moi," and she yelled at me.
My dad told me once that he also took a French class and once called his teacher a fat cow or something like that in flawless French. I'd have to ask him for the story again, but yeah, what a guy.
There was a show. Did you take a foreign language?
No.
Okay.
When I was in middle school, I took technology instead, and then
Huh.
my guidance counselor was like, "Oh well, if you want to do media stuff, you don't need a second language." So I never took it in high school either. So Turkish is now the first time I've ever attempted to learn a foreign language.
Well, that's crazy because I took a year of French because the sophomore year I was able to drop it.
Okay.
But I had to take it as my freshman year. And it was probably the most boring class I've ever been in.
Oh, de toi.
But there was a show that was on the TV that we watched.
Yeah.
And it was a pineapple dancing. And it was
Like those
Suiza-
sensory videos?
Yeah, Suiza na na na. That's I'm a pineapple.
Suiza na na na.
That's pineapples na na na.
Zanana?
Suiza na na na.
Suiza na na na?
Yeah, that's I'm a pineapple.
I love it.
I think.
I love it.
I've also been out of high school for a very long time.
Yeah, like what, like 20 years, 30 years?
Yeah,
Well, it's 6:30 now, if that
yeah.
makes a difference.
yeah. It does. It does. So our challenge from last week
Ah, yes.
was given by your old old man.
Pops.
Your pops.
Pops.
You know, it's V for Vendetta.
Wait, can I pause to say
Please.
that phrase has always bothered me.
What?
Because I
Your
grew up.
pops?
No.
Your old man?
Old man.
Yeah.
Because to me, like, I always grew up on the movie A Christmas Story, and in that he refers to his father as his old man. I've always heard like my old man is my father, right? But then you hear some people refer to like my old lady
Yeah.
is your wife.
Yeah.
I would imagine my old lady would be my mother, right? If my old man is my dad, why would my old lady not be my mom? The phrasing of that has always confused me.
I thought it was determining the man of
Well,
the
maybe
house.
it's because you also don't call your mom an old lady.
Yeah,
But then why would you call your wife an old lady? That's so disrespectful.
I don't know.
Welcome to the Variety Voiceover Nerdcast.
We
Here
asked
we
the-
are hitting the nail-biting questions, and we respect women. I don't think any woman is an old lady.
Yeah.
And you can put that on my tombstone.
I will.
Oh.
But
Anyway, yeah, so V for Vendetta, yeah.
V for Vendetta. I will never say V is for Vendetta again.
No, he'll
kill
gotcha.
me.
Yeah.
But we had to read the comic book.
Yes,
And watch the movie.
this is correct.
I watched the movie first. Which order did you do it in?
I read the comic first.
Okay, cool. What did you think about the comic book?
Dude, I actually really liked it. I feel like I didn't really know what V for Vendetta was about. I knew like vaguely that it was about like this vigilante
Yeah.
in like this dark gritty city, but that's to the degree that I knew about it. I thought it was going to be kind of something more along the lines of like Batman in a pilgrim suit, but it wasn't like Batman at all. It was
No.
very much a grounded take, you know, of basically an alternate universe where some war happened in the 80s, and fascists took over England. And I will say, I love V. I think V is awesome. I think Evie is also awesome. I think that Alan Moore is fantastic at characterization. And the time that we spent with those characters and like got to feel for them, and then the things that they had to go, the things that Evie had to go through. I don't know. I just feel like his writing was just so fantastic and did such a good job at there was a message here, and like
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of a political comic book. You know, we don't really go into politics on here at all.
Yeah,
and I'd like to,
I feel like
you know,
politics is one of those things that, like, politics and religion are kind of
Yeah.
the things you keep out of
Yeah, we'll see,
conversations.
But I will say he did a fantastic job at handling them, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like the politics in this book are done well, and there's a clear message of what side he's on.
Yeah,
You know, but I think all in all, it was a really, really, really good read.
yeah, and I agree. I think there's a good thing to kind of go off of, and it's
Take your time.
there's a lot of different ways to approach it that are always kind of rough. I mean, we're talking about authoritarianism. We're talking about, like, you know, fascism. We're talking about a government that needs to be overthrown, and
Yeah.
very, very, you know,
Remember the 5th of November.
exactly. Like there's such strong opinions politically in this that kind of, I don't know, ring true to today in a lot of things, like politically. And like, obviously I don't follow politics closely.
Careful now.
Exactly. I don't follow politics closely. I never want to have a hat in that ring, you know.
Why wear a hat when you can wear a mask?
Exactly.
Viva
But-
Vendetta!
But I
Actually, he wears a hat too, so that wasn't a super great analogy.
I really enjoyed the movie. I
Okay.
enjoyed the movie more than I enjoyed
The comic?
the comic.
Really?
Yes. My girlfriend really enjoys the movie too.
Uh-huh.
And we sat down and watched it almost immediately after I think it was the day after we recorded that podcast. And so there are like a little bit details that are kind of, it's not as fresh as it is with the comic book, but there's so many differences that are just crazy.
Crazy?
I was crazy once.
They locked me in a room.
Yeah. But Evie was actually 16 in the comic
Yeah.
and a prostitute.
Yeah.
While
Well, kind of. I mean, she tries, the very first introduction of her, she's trying to be a prostitute for the first time and gets caught. So, like, kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, she doesn't succeed. She's a bad prostitute.
yeah. But in the movie, she works for the news channel.
Yeah.
Like the way that they have, and your dad said that this comic book is kind of like panel for panel.
Yeah, he said it was like the most closely adapted to a
It's-
comic book he'd ever seen.
But there's so many differences in between them that it's like, I was catching up on them and then I watched a video and they went 15 minutes just talking about the differences between them.
Well, that's the hard part. Is it's like it did ring pretty close to home, very well, I think. But on top of that, like it's an adaptation. It's never gonna be verbatim. And he made it sound like it was the closest to verbatim as you can get. But like, even so, they're two different mediums. They're two different forms of art. They're not gonna be beat for beat exactly the same ever.
I think, and Mike made a good point, and this could be cut, but I'm pretty sure that it was Alan Moore.
Yeah, Alan Moore also did Watchmen.
Alan Moore didn't want his name on the movie.
Really?
Yes.
Fact or cap?
Facts.
Fact? No cap?
Because he wrote what was it?
Watchmen.
Yeah, The Watchmen.
Mhm.
And he didn't want on that either.
I've heard that's also really good, but I also heard Zack Snyder directed that, and I have a lot of distrust for Zack Snyder considering his history with DC movies.
Yeah, Alan Moore famously refuses to be credited on the screen adaptations of his work, including films and TV shows like Watchmen and V for Vendetta and From Hell. Yeah, he didn't have creative control. He just didn't like the way that it was made. It didn't go off of it as
That's
closely as he wanted it to.
And Alan Moore is a very specific he's a writer that I'm not super familiar with his work, but to my knowledge I've seen a couple people talk about him online and stuff about how he's very I don't know how to phrase it, in depth. He's very I don't know, for his stuff works because he writes it. I feel like that's the hard thing when you give someone else creative control for a movie or something like that, is that it's not really in your hand. In a comic book, really the only creative control that you need is your writing, your work with the artist, and maybe some criticisms from the publisher. And obviously I'm not a comic book artist or writer, so I mean take that with a grain of salt. I don't know how 100% true that is, but to my knowledge that's the group. That's 3 people compared to the entirety of a movie studio. Writes, this and the actors, directors, writers, this and that. You're going to have a lot of different heads bumping when you're trying to adapt the work versus just writing a comic book,
Well, I imagine, I don't know the information on it for the book.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that the book cost $54 million
No, probably not.
to make.
Yeah, probably not.
So I imagine with the money that is in that, there's got to be checks and balances.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the movie grossed over $134 million worldwide.
Do it, lady.
Or 132, depending on the source you go.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that the book had restraints on it.
Yeah, no
That's
restraints on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, back to it then.
But yeah.
Pretty good. I feel like I definitely, at least me, I enjoyed the comic a lot more.
Yeah.
I like Alan Moore's work a lot, and I think that, what's his name? David Cole?
David Lloyd.
David Lloyd. I don't know where I got Cole from. David Lloyd's artwork in the book I think is really, really good. I think it's fun going back and seeing some older-ish comics where
Oh yeah.
just watch that art style progress. A lot of what I've been reading and what I've given you even has been last 20-ish years. So, this I think it's 90-something, isn't it? I believe.
What?
When V for Vendetta came out.
Installments in Warrior magazine beginning in 1982. It was later collected and published in a graphic novel in 1988 by DC Comics.
Yeah, I was there. I was reading on the cover, but you beat me to it.
Yeah,
You and your phone. You new generation kids.
It's
Don't know how to
AI
read.
Overview by Google.
Oh, you disgusting little pig. Oink, oink, oink. Oink, oink. That's you right now with your AI. Oink, 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 oink. Yeah.
This is going to be on the internet, and then there's going to be an AI who scans this one day and finds you as a threat and eliminates
Kill
you.
me. Kill me. I'd rather die by the hands of AI than encourage it. Unless it's like really cool AI like Wally. Or Baymax.
Wally.
Wally. I ain't messing around with no clanker.
That sounds racist. But yeah, I think that we're going to have a challenge segment.
Yeah, so this week I'm gonna have you continue. You have to finish All-Star Superman. That is your challenge. That's easy peasy. I said that the first time I gave it to you.
Which is wild, because like I'm not looking forward to it.
In my opinion, at least, the second half is better than the first.
Okay.
I had a much easier time finishing
That's a
it than I
low
did
bar.
starting it.
That's a low bar.
Sorry, brother.
The artwork of Mr. Is that Morrison?
No, Grant Morrison's the writer.
Quietly.
It's like what, David Quiet? Something
Quietly.
like that? I think it's David, maybe.
Something. And it is Frank Quietly.
Quietly.
That's QUI.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to read.
Quietly. I didn't prepare yours yet. Because I need to,
Bro.
Hold on.
You look like a deer in the headlights just now when you said that.
I'll come up with something. But the way that I've been approaching this, because I need to go back and listen to all the episodes to find out what I've given you.
You
Because
don't know for sure offhand what you've given me?
No.
I know what I've given you,
Bitch.
bitch. I was just about to call you bitch. That's funny.
Oh, I know. I'll give you the first 5 episodes of Bleach.
My mom likes Bleach.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it, lady. On your birthday.
OMG, that pine.
And the pine. Advertising.
Yes. Pine Sol, if you're out there, listen to the podcast. OMG, the pine.
OMG, the pine. We would totally love to have Pine Soul as a sponsor on the podcast. So every episode,
we'll keep
welcome
it
to
clean.
Variety Voiceover, sponsored by Pine Sol. OMG, the pine.
But yeah, I would say 5 episodes of Bleach.
Okay.
It'll get your feet wet.
When I was in middle school, I would bleach my hair.
I believe it. You're probably bullied for it.
Not as much as I should have been.
Yeah.
I honestly
I
don't
feel like it
remember
would
getting
build
bullied
some
for
character for you.
Maybe. I think honestly, I had a hard time going through school because I felt like I got bullied a lot, but I feel like if I got bullied more, it probably would have helped me.
Yeah. You might have become a gym bro.
Sooner. I'm a gym bro now, man.
Yeah.
What I've learned is I like listening to albums while I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
Like whole albums. I have a tendency to skip a lot when I have my songs on shuffle.
Yeah.
So the first day we went in there, I listened to Torches by Foster the People and then Tell Me I'm Pretty by Cage the Elephant. And then the second day we went in there, I listened to
How long are you guys going?
roughly hour to 2 hours. Okay. I listened to I'm blanking. I had one and then I finished it. What I did is what I did is I went through my like songs and shuffled, and the first song that came up, I listened to that whole album. And so I did the Now Not Yet by Half Alive, and then I did Welcome Interstate Managers by Fountains of Wayne. Good stuff. I also listened to 3 21 Pilots albums today while I was at work. I listened to Self-Titled, Vessel, and Blurry Face.
Which is wild because you talked to me for 3 hours.
I
and You said
did.
you talked to someone else for
I
3
did.
hours.
Yeah, that guy we just had on the show, that random guy that came up, Malcolm. Yeah, I was on the
Yeah.
phone with him for 3 hours today as well. So that's 6 hours plus. I think each 21 Pilots album is about an hour, so that's about 9 hours.
Yeah.
Which, well, yeah, it's about how long I worked today.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, I was closer to 10, but
Yeah.
there's an hour gone there.
Yeah.
Oh, I listened to my music on shuffle for about an hour before I did that. So
Yeah.
before you called me,
Yeah, there you go.
there's your timeline for my
That's
day.
it.
You're welcome.
That's it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I
Hey.
think.
Oh yeah.
What?
I was just about to agree with you, but I was going to start it.
I think that it's time to roll for ending. It's now one.
It's a nat one.